Good morning, everybody. Welcome into another episode of PM and the AM show. I'm, of course, alongside with my longtime partner, Mike Lauer. What's up, Mikey?
What's going on, Pat?
What's going on, brother? And, of course, the man producing the show, my man, Big Al. What's up, Al?
What's up, boys?
Well, this kind of, at this time in the morning, I like to grab one of the old sausage, but not today. Sorry. We're a quarter into the coffee drink, and it's
already 30 seconds in a junk reference.
With that comment, I think that's at least a 2 coffee minimum right there.
Well, he's starting to slurp. Someone's starting to slurp. But anyway, right off the bat, we're off the rails. No, but
I didn't know we had rails to begin with.
No, we never do. Never do. I want to give the Phillies some love here. I was hoping for a better outcome. I was hoping for us to be heading into this Sunday 2-0, and
wrong.
And it's been the other 2-0. We're actually 0-2 in Texas right now against the Rangers. And Mike, I'm going to bounce it. Mike, what the hell's happened? We give up 27 runs.
Texas, give the Rangers credit. They're hitting. I mean, listen, they got some boppers in their lineup.
Batting practice.
Yes, and I don't know. Noah looked good. He that in first game. It was just one bad inning. But the problem is, that's
his MO.
That's his MO. But Rob Thompson needs to stop that bleeding quicker than what he did. Soto didn't help yesterday. They just jumped on Zach Wheeler. They did exactly what the Houston Astros did in the World Series. They jumped on Wheeler quick. And if you're going to beat Wheeler, that's how you're going to beat Wheeler, is to jump on him quick. So they did that. The Phillies bats yesterday just didn't come. But C.D. Buckner's strike zone didn't help matters any either. I mean, that dude was
How about that? Let's dive into that, Mike.
That dude should never be behind home plate ever again.
I mean,
ever.
His strike zone, I guess, is from belly all the way out to the dugout. I mean, what's going on?
They kept changing. It kept changing throughout the game. Like when the starters were in there, okay, Eovaldi was getting that pitch 6 inches in off the plate. Castellanos turned and looked at him and was like, dude, you got to be kidding me. The ball was out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then he did it again to Marsh.
Right.
And that was
Marsh definitely, it happened twice to him.
It happened twice to him. And the second time it happened to him, he would have bases loaded. You don't know where the game goes from there. But I will say this. I like what I saw out of Bryson Stott. The Phillies were hitting the ball yesterday. The problem was they were hitting them right at people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the small ball was there, but like you said, where you're looking for long ball, and it's struggling right now. Kyle Schwarber 0-9 so far. One of the bats you're mostly relying on.
Are you worried about that?
I'm
not. I'm really not worried.
I'm like
not June yet.
No, but I'm like what Matty B said. I get it. It's the opening weekend. I'm not really scratching my chest hairs yet. But, I mean, I'm almost plucking them out right now as far as, the production, because I need him to come through, and I get it. Derek Hall had a nice game yesterday. The sun helped the Phillies out as much as C.B. Buckner helped out the Rangers yesterday. Well, the Texas Sun really helped them out because guys were missing balls left and right. And like I said, the small ball was in play for Castellanos. He played really, really well. Like I said, Alec Ballman's been playing well, opening game.
Well, he booted a few yesterday, too.
Yeah, and 0-3 at the plate yesterday.
Yeah, I was surprised with that. Oh, there's the wife checking in. She's getting ready.
Oh, good morning, Jamie.
She's getting ready to go make me my money.
There you
Love
go.
you, honey. I'm still going to pay for that comment later.
Oh, boy. Well, if we see Mike walking in with a patch next week, we know why.
Yep, probably.
We're going to have to call him Patch Jr.
The old rusty pirate.
Yeah. But no, I mean, what I took away from the game is I know the Phillies are getting killed because they gave up 27 runs, and as they should. Like this bullpen, but again, Pat, this is opening week. I don't think these guys know what role they're doing yet.
Good point.
I just, I'm not going to be like, I'm not sounding
Let me ask
alarm
you,
yet.
Because is it in Texas? Did the Rangers actually upgrade from all the pieces they brought in? Or we're still lacking on, to me, like I said, the long ball power that really, like I said, I didn't think I was going to miss Rhys Hoskins already like this. But his long ball game, we could definitely use it.
Dude, the long ball's going to come. I mean, they may come as soon as tonight. You know what I mean? Like the Phillies can go out there and put a crooked number up. I'm pretty sure if you would have said, "Hey, first 2 games, the Phillies are going to score 10 runs," the Phillies are going to score 10 runs. I'm pretty sure you would take that, wouldn't you? I mean, it's averaging 5 runs a game.
Right.
And you had Nola and Wheeler on the mound. I would sign up for that.
Right, and you know what, Mike? And my man Steve says, Phil's made my son's vein pop in his father for his 9th birthday. CB in mid-season
form.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. CB Bucker was bad.
Yeah, he was horrible. So, Mike, here goes another thing, too. And it's not just, the offensive production, but how about the defensive errors that were just there? And how about, JT Remuto, the base running? I mean, getting caught off guard. I mean,
yeah, that was him trying to make a play. I mean, you can see this. I mean, you gotta, and plus, there's another thing too. Like Texas has got Bochy now.
Bochy has now 11 wins against the Phillies.
Dude, he does.
And the Phillies tend to
start out slow.
I'm not making excuses. Yes, but here I have a checklist of reasons I'm not surprised that this is happening. And I kind of said this before on a show. I don't know if it was this show or within a week ago with my show, that would not be surprised to see the Phillies stumble out of the gate a little bit. Here's a couple of reasons. Number one, outside of them, anybody know what the Houston Astros are doing right now?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. So you got 2 teams who went in a whole extra month of play. The other guys, half this league, including the Rangers, had a whole extra month of rest. The other bit of them had at least a few weeks more. I'm not making this is just a list of things. This is why I don't like the World Baseball Classic being where it is, because you guys like some guys are getting a little real time with them. That's fine, but they're also not getting real time with their players. And let's be honest, you're getting some batting practice against France and Spain and teams that are not always the greatest teams. Now, of course, Japan and all those guys are really good teams. I'm not putting anything past them, but it's not with your team. It's not against the Major League Baseball guys all the time. So then you got a little bit more there. And then it's the Rangers. We just seem to struggle against the Rangers.
You figure we were 0-4 against them a year ago.
Yeah. And so that's another thing. So, and then you got Bochy, who is just a Hall of Famer manager who always seems to have our number to begin with. So I'm not worried. I'm not happy how this has all started out. And guys, I'm just gonna say, don't be surprised if April's rough for the Phillies. Just don't be surprised. I'm not surprised. I think I become doing what we do. I've become not the typical Phillies fan where I'm ready to burn the place down now.
Oh, you mean like Pat?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, listen. There's an inside me saying, "What are you, an idiot? Burn it all down," But I'm like, I sat there during last year. Hey guys, I wasn't off the Phillies even after the slow April and this sloppy May we had. And I'm not saying, I saw it coming, but I saw them getting better and the Phillies making a move and Dombrowski doing something. We're also dealing with injuries, you just lost a key bat in your lineup. Maybe his defense kind of sucks a little bit, but you lost a key bat in your lineup just over a week ago.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like you got to give guys like Hall, who wasn't projected to be a starter. Now he's going to be playing more, taking more bats. I actually think between him and Bohm, they're going to make up for Reese. I really do. I think they're going to be a lot better, and they're going to be better defensively. Hall yesterday the ball ended up getting by him, but I'll tell you what, that ball got by him by about an inch.
I mean,
Reese would have been nowhere near that.
If he made that play, it would have been like, oh, what a crazy defensive play by Derek Hall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but
the Bohm one.
Yeah, that was costly. Like I said, the Phillies did a lot of stuff yesterday.
But he also made a great play at the same time. So
yeah, he kind of cancels himself out. He'll make a play where
he'll come through for you.
Yeah, and then you're like, dude, come on, and then all of a sudden, but the pitching has just been, to me, it's just been and I'm sorry, the kid that came in yesterday after after Wheeler,
Marte,
Marte,
which they had a lot of high hopes for too.
Jesus, that dude was throwing meatballs. I mean, dude, like
Cookies right down the middle.
Pat could have hit the stuff he was throwing yesterday. I thought Kimbrel didn't look too bad in his outing. I don't know why he kind of took him out. Like he was doing okay.
Well, he let up 3 runs.
Yeah, well, listen, the one guy took him deep.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that dude was locked in.
I mean, Kimbrel. Let's look at his stat line: 1 hit, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. It's not moving the needle.
Yeah, but again, C.D. Buckner was behind the plate too.
I agree. Like, and it's hard. And again, I don't want to. They had to deal with the same thing that we did because he wasn't good. He helped us out a little bit too at times. So.
Right.
He
should have helped us out. He should have helped us out when we had bases loaded.
It was it was a lot more. It was a lot more prevalent with the Rangers. You could see, especially when you lose a game 16.
I mean, that game got out of hand.
It did. It got out of hand. And like I said, you got to give the Texas Rangers, they're plus. They've upgraded.
Sir Anthony, that's another one that scares me a little bit. Like, not scares me, but again,
he wasn't good yesterday.
You got guys like Sir Anthony and Alvarado. He did good. Alvarado was Alvarado. He did 1 inning, 1 hit, but 2 strikeouts. He did what you expect from him. Give Bilotti a little love because 2 games in a row he came in tough positions and did well.
He was one of the guys. He was an unsung hero from a year ago. Was Bilotti? Nobody gave him a chance, and even us here. Like, I don't know how many times we were pitching and complaining, like, dude, I don't want to see this dude when they weren't doing so well. He kind of straightened himself out to be a really good, viable piece in our pen. I'm not ready. Even if they lose tonight, they go.
They get swept.
Even if they get swept, dude, you just tip your cap and move on. Sometimes series ain't going to go your way.
My other part of my thought process is watch guys, the younger guys, do better than the veterans this year in the beginning. Right? And what I mean by that is the pitch clock is definitely they've been doing it. Oh, I'm sorry. I better be careful because the boss might crack the whip on me. The pitch timer.
Oh, it's a clock. If it counts down, it's a clock. I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm not. It's a pitch clock.
Oh, timer actually would be.
Yeah, we know Matty Beers is listen.
He's gonna need after doing last night.
He's gonna need a couple beers.
He's gonna need to be Matty Beers. But my thing is like guys like Wheeler and Nola definitely going to take longer to get used to than when Painter's ready to go.
Correct.
Or something like that. These guys have been doing it for a couple of years. So you're going to watch young guys like, I'm going to tell you right now, here's going to be like the MO through the Major League Baseball. We really saw some young up-and-coming guys on these teams. No, these guys are used to the pitch clock. They're used to the pace yet. Give it like a month or so in real time and a couple times through the rotation where the older guys take the thing. I mean,
yeah.
You remember part of pitching, you dictated tempo. And sometimes it was a fast tempo, depending on who the pitcher was, and sometimes it was a slow tempo. But these little things that they do, and they walk around and they play with the rosin bag and rub the dirt.
Yeah, all for show.
It's not just all for show, but it's a mental thing for them. Like, it's ticks. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, these are all things they do. Just like when Bryce comes back, he's got to learn to change his thing when
adjust to the game,
adjust his gloves. That's what he used to do. Like, he put his thing down, he tap it, he put it. Just a glove, ding, corners.
And you saw what's going too. He got violated just a little longer than that pitch clock was Wheeler.
But you know what? That's going to happen this year, though.
Yeah,
you're going to see that. You're going to see some pitchers still kind of stick to what they do. They're just going to be a little quicker about it. But if they run in,
even the commentary said it like yesterday, like like you just said, Mike, they got to kind of adjust to the rules, and these rules ain't going to go away no time soon.
No, they're not. Darth who. 79 says it's clear that the Phillies pitchers cannot keep up physically with the clock.
And you could see it, you see them like throwing something and they're off their mark.
Yeah,
you could see them like turning around like, I probably, if I had the extra couple seconds to do so, I would be more on my mark. But my point with that is they will get used to it. It's like anything. It's growing pains. They're all going to get used to it. It's not just the Phillies.
It's everywhere.
A lot of teams.
To Darth Pool's point here, do you think that's going to get them gassed? Like 5 innings. But anyway, look, I like to talk with my longtime good friend down in Texas who's been covering the game from the Rangers point of view. But listen, Nate Miller, what's going on, brother? Nate, you there?
Hello?
Hello?
You there, Nate?
Nate, you there?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Hold on.
Go ahead, keep going.
So, yeah, I think this is going to have some defects with it because they're quickly throwing it out. And I think pitchers are only going to give you 5 to 6 innings. So
I think it's going to be that way in the beginning. I also believe too, like they may make adjustments to this clock too.
yeah, like you said, like Al was just saying, you're going to have to make your adjustments and be right on with it. As far as game.
Hello, is there anyone there? Hey,
Yeah,
Nate.
Nate, what's up, buddy? Nate?
I don't think you can hear us. I
Yeah.
don't know why. Just text him my number. Tell him I'll call him.
Okay. So listen, why I'm doing that.
But here's the thing. I mean, getting back to what the Phillies were doing yesterday, it was just really, it was really frustrating because they did have a lot of guys on base yesterday, and to me, it just didn't seem like they weren't doing the necessary things to get them in. Like you didn't see a lot of bunts. You didn't see, it was kind of the same old, like try to swing away, and they really weren't, Pat, they really weren't trying to, like, I didn't see runners moving. There was a lot of base running errors too. I felt like Castellanos could have scored early on in the game. When Stott hit that double, and he didn't score. So it was kind of like a little bit mind boggling to me yesterday to see what was going on with them and not being able to move. The pitching, like I said, with this clock, you can definitely see that it's not going to be, it's going to be something that they're all going to have to get used to. But the offensive side of it, they should have been able to put out more offensive numbers on there. So, I mean, hopefully tonight, they got Bailey Falter going, so you're going to need to score a lot of runs. But
Bailey Falter going against Martin Perez. He's 12-8 with a 2.86 ERA going at least against Bradley Falter, who kind of caught fire at the end of mid-season of this Phillies run last year. 6-4 last year with a 3.886 ERA. And like you just said, Mike, the offense is going to have to step up. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Castellanos. More a guy who's known to swing at just about anything that comes over the plate. Is actually has some nice, good plate discipline. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him this year, but the rest of the team is just hacking away as far as Kyle Schwarber. Like I said, I'm a little concerned about him right now. It's an early start, but he'll have to make his adjustments.
Yeah, he's going to have to make adjustments. JT's going to have to make some adjustments because JT hasn't been hitting the ball either. Trey Turner's been kind of like, more or less. I mean, he's been what's been advertised, but I felt like in a couple of areas he's kind of come up small too so far.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of expected. Like Al brought up probably about a week or so ago.
Real quick, Nate, you there, bud?
Nate?
Hello. I don't know why it's not picking him up. All right, just keep going. I'll text him and let him know.
Okay.
Yeah, we were going to have Nate on, but unfortunately,
we're having some difficulties.
Technical difficulties up here after a storm.
Yeah.
But no, getting back to like, Trey Turner. The point that I was making was that he was definitely in mode. I guess you could see he was in. I guess you could say mid-season mode when he was playing in the World Baseball Classic, and Al kind of brought up to the point. He was like, a lot of people think that Trey Turner is going to be coming back here. Nah, I didn't think so. I kind of agreed with Al when he may take a step back, and he has. I mean, to start the game off yesterday, Evaldi made him look silly.
Yeah, and Mike, you bring a good point. Like a lot of guys bring about the World Baseball Classic. A lot of guys got excited about seeing the production for Trey Turner, ready, have a naked cartwheel, and you're getting the best of the best right now. And listen, he got a hit here and there. But
I mean, he had him and Stott with the back-to-back triples.
Yeah, that was been nice. That was nice for them. But like I said, you're going to need more production out of this team, and I don't know. Like I said, it's concerning because we don't have the long ball power there. That like you said, will come.
It'll come, but right now
it's not hitting season for us.
Well, they're they're going to have to play small ball till they figure out their lineup too. Like there's certain people batting certain areas. Like right now, to be honest with you, I would drop Schwarber down in the lineup.
I'm with you.
And like I don't know what their red rocket is with.
Oh,
Yeah, I had to do it,
oh.
but I didn't know. I don't know what their problem is with keeping Schwarber at number 2. Schwarber's not a number 2 hitter.
And let me ask you, Mike, he's so used to being that number 1 guy, does that make him feel uncomfortable?
No, he's just a masher. Like a guy like Schwarber is going to hit no matter where you put him in there.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you this now. I would drop Schwarber down in the lineup. I really would. I would put Alec Boehm up there because Alec Boehm makes contact, and I don't know, like the lineup they had yesterday, they had Bryson Stott in front of Alec Boehm. I didn't understand that.
No, I didn't get it either, Mike. I'm totally with you. So if I'm looking at this, I would have Trey Turner, Boehm. Like I said, that's who I originally wanted. I wanted Boehm. I wanted
now if you want to move, you want to put Schwarber third, that's ideal for him because that's driving in runs. But the problem is he does strike out too much.
And that's where, again, listen to Matty B. That's, he did lead the league in strikeouts. And
yeah, but he also led the league in home runs as well.
The NL part.
Well, yeah, the league. He led his league in home runs. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you're right. So it's addition by subtraction. So, you're gonna have to deal with those kind of things. You're gonna have to deal with the growing pains of this Phillies offense right now. And listen, missing Rhys Hoskins out of your lineup hurts a little bit.
Let me ask you a question: how soon before you call up Scott Kingery?
Woohoo!
I mean, dude, he's tearing the cover off the ball down Lehigh. He's already got 3 home runs.
At some point, you're gonna have to make that adjustment.
I think he's got 300. He had 2 yesterday.
Right?
He's hitting the ball, man. Like if he's hitting the ball, you got to bring him up.
You have to. You have to let him play. Listen, production's production.
I'm sorry. Like people yesterday on social media killing Rob Thompson for having Josh Harrison pitch an inning. I'm sorry. I'd rather have him pitch an inning in a 16-3 game than go use a bullpen arm that you may need later today. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, it was a throwaway game. Well, after a while, it just became a throw. But like I said, it just sucks. It's just not the production I was looking for. 2 games in.
This was kind of what I expected. Really.
This sluggish of a start.
Yeah.
Being your NL champions walking into this.
I think they're going to be sluggish until they get home.
Okay.
I really do. I think, dude, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like 1-5, 2-4 coming home. Like, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, wow, but you got to look at the teams who they're playing. I mean, they're playing a very good Rangers team.
Yes.
Okay. And then they've
upgraded.
Right. And then you got the Yankees come. They got to go to New York after this. Yankees are a good ball club. Now, with that, the Phillies are also getting their 4-5-1 starters. So between 4-5-1, you should be able to win at least 2 of those games. So I mean, all right, if they lose this series, I'm just hoping they don't get swept. I'm hoping we could steal a win in Texas. And then you could probably steal,
I'm hoping a win today would help. A win today would kind of ease the pain for a lot of Philadelphia fans, just like myself. And like I said, you're really going to need that. You really going to need to ice this pain that has.
It's not that bad. Come on, man. Listen, it's the start of a new season.
Listen, you said something was on fire. Well, my crotch is there.
Well, they make a cream for that, and I'm sorry, but like, oh, Patrick.
I thought it was only for the anal, but
Lord's Day, man. Lord's Day.
Sorry.
Mary and Ralph. Oh God. How are we supposed to? Where are we going now, Pat? Sports wise.
I'm just taking the train.
Oh my!
I gotta get this train back on track here.
Al.
My anal.
He needs Jesus.
Hey, but anyway, listen, the Philadelphia Phillies, like I said, need to bounce back because Mitch Garver yesterday, not 1 but 2 3-run home run shots yesterday, and not just him. You had the kid Nathan Lowe went 2 for 3 yesterday.
He's had a good series.
Yeah, and they brought like I said, they upgraded. They brought in DeGrom. They brought in that kid Nathan Eovaldi from the Red Sox. So they've gotten themselves some.
And you know what's funny? The Phillies could have had Eovaldi. Like it was between the Rangers and the Phillies for Eovaldi, and he ended up going to Texas.
Right.
So just think he could have been a part of that. Wheeler, Darth Pooh says Nola and Wheeler fell apart in the 5th and 6th generally, but this clock has them.
Yeah, I totally agree, Darth Pooh. I think I totally agree because, like I said, I think the clock has thrown this team off. I think, like I said, our starting pitchers are getting gassed by the 5th and 6th because they got to release the ball faster, and that's something they're not used to.
Whiff's not looking.
Yeah. When Casey calls the third, right? It was pretty bad yesterday. It was a bad start. Look, it's not the home opener. Look, and they're not the only spring summer team that's kind of falling apart. You have the Union are actually going downhill. But listen, let's try.
Speaking of going down, if you go to sherrystix.com, man, you get ticket prices right what they are. Whatever they are, that's what they are. There's no hidden fees, no nothing. And with the promo code EOP10, you actually save an extra 10%. So, guys, if you're looking for that hot ticket to either a concert, sporting event, the Phillies home opener coming up, Godsmack's coming to town later this summer, make sure you definitely stop by sherrystix.com. And again, type in EOP10 and you will save an additional 10%.
Sorry for the technical. Must have been from the storm mistakes. I'm rebooting the system, so we'll have them back on in a few. So
all right, nice. So, like I said, and speaking of Sherry tickets, guys, if you guys have any little ones who are into monster trucks, yeah, use that Sherry. Go Sherry tickets. Use that EOP10 code, and go sign up for monster trucks. April 11th or April 12th, they are coming to the Lincoln Financial Field. So, guys, that's another good way. So, if you got little ones who are into monster trucks, this is a good way to have some family fun. But while we have him, while we're trying to get Nate back on the lines, let's move forward into the show here. Another Gabby Downer, our Philadelphia Flyers a little bit. Let's talk them a little bit. I always, here on this program, we always got to give the Flyers some love. And your Philadelphia Flyers, up until yesterday, had 12 points coming into this game. However, it was nice to see Travis Konecny in the lineup, but I think the only person that really showed up in last night's game was Morgan Frost, because that team got a beat down from the Sabres. Again, Sabres smelled blood in the water yesterday afternoon once they found that the Penguins were now knocked out of the second wild card spot, and now that spot is now open for grabs. So they made a push, and they are making strides to get their foot in the door for a very long time. The Sabres haven't been in the playoff run. But look, that first period, like I said, Morgan Frost sets the tone. And then after that, Kyle Capote. How do you say his last name? Capote. He, again, 2-1. They're making turnovers in the offensive zone. And just they were just poor Sam Harrison has no defense in front of him. It looks like the defense just threw the white towel in. Just guys like Ivan Progelov really, really make me mad because he doesn't even look. He was, going against Kyle. He saw Kyle come down. He kind of just like, all right, just watch him go by him. No, not even trying to stop the dude.
Yeah,
his defensive game sucks for a defenseman.
Yeah, listen, there's a few defensemen on there that need to go. Provorov is one.
Yeah.
Braun.
I
mean, you already know my feelings on him. I could have an epic. I could do a half-hour rant on why Justin Braun shouldn't be a Flyer. I understand they needed a body, but I would have rather had a body instead of a dead,
a dead fly.
Yeah, I mean he's bad. I think you should just do the Flyers a solid and just retire after this year.
No, I'm with you, Mike. I mean, like I said, a lot of these guys are not going to be on the team again. That was a Chuck Fletcher guy, bringing him on as far as production and all that stuff. Again, Chuck Fletcher was a desperation move, looking for a body, knowing that he cannot go. He's not going on one-on-one defenseman, and he'll get blown by every time. And that's where they're at right now. They're just like I said. There's some pieces for next year offensively that you want to keep around, and he's one of those guys or not. So, like I said, you look at this Alex Tuck, right? hat trick for the guy. Hat trick, just again picking apart getting rebounds, picking apart this Flyers defense, and really making things matter. And again, really trying to help the Sabres team get into the playoffs. They are 4 points out of a playoff spot as we speak. So, a couple more wins and they're in. So they're doing everything they can. They're bringing a lot of offensive pressure. And so let me ask you, Mike. Now, John Tortorella does not sit behind the bench. He sits up in the press box. What's he looking for?
They're just
Evaluating?
Yeah. Like, in other words, he gets his message down to the players, and he's sitting up there with Briere going, "This is a guy we're going to keep. This is a guy we're going to keep. This is a guy we're going to keep." No, boom. Steve says Felix Sandstrom is a complete Blizz Bell hack and needs to be released. I definitely believe that. Yeah, I don't like Sandstrom at all. I thought he was a Swiss cheese goalie to begin with.
I think he's been okay for a couple games, but however, I just like I said in the beginning of the season, he's kind of stunk up the place, but he actually he's been catching on for quite some time now. He's been actually getting his games actually got better. You want to play Lemieux, some size the whole season. Yeah, Lemieux. I agree with you, Steve. Actually made a nice defensive play because Morgan Frost went between two defenders, and he was actually create some spacing for Morgan Frost and get that one goal in. Morgan, like I said, I don't know about the rest of the team, but it looks like Morgan Frost and Lemieux actually the only two that actually showed up yesterday. Because Morgan Frost was doing some moves, he was doing some spin around. The one spin around shot he made yesterday was incredible. And like I say, cutting up through two defenders, he looked really, really solid. But when one player shows up verse 12, you're kind of outnumbered. Here goes our man Sean Kilring. What's up, guys? Flyers defense was too loose yesterday. I totally agree, Sean. I think they were, like I said, one guy showed up, and I think everyone else is thinking about the offseason. Definitely, Ivan Progelov is already thinking about going fishing.
Do you think it's the win streak got to them a little bit? They a little.
Yeah, no, because again, they were kind of sitting there throwing you signs. Again, when you see guys like Tyson Foster, come out with some good productivity, and then they want some down for him to get the playoff experience. Which I'm like, well, he needs more NHL experience because again, it's nice to get him playoff experience, but you're not going against the same level of competition. It's just totally different. You need for him to play against upper caliber players, and you're not going to get that playing in the AHL. I'm sorry. So, but look, maybe they want to save him for next year. They're just trying to wrap up some dudes in bubble wrap. And like you guys mentioned before we go on air, Coots was told not to play this game, and matter of fact, they're going to be shut down for the rest of the year. So again, maybe like you guys were saying, maybe that's a trade piece. They want to try and get something back for the all season. Or what? I don't know. They just want to try and get him completely healthy and not trying to have him hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. You can see the writing on the wall there. I think. I mean, the guy's been busting his hump to get back and play this year, and they just said, "Nah, we're gonna wait till next year." So to me, that screams they're gonna offload him in this offseason. And it's a shame too because I like Couturier. I'm a big Couturier fan, but I can see what the Flyers are doing. They have to get rid of some of these guys. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw Kevin Hayes on the trade block either.
Right.
I mean, I think the three guys you're going to see this offseason is going to be Couturier, Hayes, and Ivan Provorov. Those three guys will be on the move.
Yeah, and listen, if they could get whatever bang for their buck for those guys, I'd be really, really excited for. But Mike, just to go about, tonight's going to be prime time, believe it or not, for the Flyers. They're going to the cross-state rivals.
It's prime time for all our sports.
Oh yeah, how about that? 3 in a row. That's why I named the show Prime Time.
Yeah, you're gonna need to split your TV screens into 4 tonight because you figuring I'm saying 4. You want to know why?
Yeah, yes.
Because it's the granddaddy of them all tonight too. So yeah, we got 3 locals and you got WrestleMania. So you got to split them up into 4.
Well, I actually wised up years ago. I had those bigger iPads.
Yeah.
I had one, and then I got one of those because I have so many phones. I got a freebie one through my Verizon account. So you should see my setup. I have my 2 screens and my two. I have a TV in the back, and I have my 2 iPad. So, but I actually YouTube TV now might have 4-screen ability. So I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, well, they're going to because they're getting the NFL Sunday ticket. So I can't wait for that. That's when I'll re-sign up for YouTube TV.
There you go. So now, Mike, are you a double TV guy? Do you do a double
Actually,
TV?
no,
and all
dude.
that?
I have a 75-inch TV, dude. I'm able to do picture in picture up to 4.
Really?
Yes.
You get the Spice Network on there?
No comment.
Somebody just showed his age.
Yes, yes. No, but listen, I'm. How about you, Al? Are you a multiple device kind of guy?
Are you looking around right now?
Oh well, yeah.
I know the people on
yes.
the screen can't see me, but
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
He's got 4 screens in front of him.
my man.
and
Is,
this is close to what
Yes,
I have at home as well.
how dumb am I for asking that? My man's in the laboratory.
Don't
It's
worry.
funny because me and the wife were looking to move, and we were looking at different houses, and every house I picked had a one of the detached garage or shed, or something. Because I said, "Oh, I'm gonna just cut that thing and make that my second studio, like bar studio,
Mhm.
where I can have 3 or 4 people in there at a time. Like, so I'm just gonna have this set up times 10 there too." So she's like, "God, I guess I'll never see you again." I'm like, "Actually, it's a bad thing, honey."
Yeah. So here goes our man Sean Killen not having K-Max and the loss for the Flyers season. Loss for the season definitely hurts too. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, no, because like I said, I see what he's saying for for
Ken Atkinson
production
hasn't done nothing since he's been here.
since he's been with Columbus.
Even like his last 2 years with Columbus and coming here, he has done nothing, dude. So he's
And
not
like I
gonna-
said, they start hot in October, and then he fell to the wayside. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to. Like I said, it's a tough
the
routing.
Flyers have become over the last couple of years. They've become the place where aging players just go to get one last paycheck before they hang them up.
Pretty much. So here goes one more.
Mako Spitzer, I'll be at the game. Season
I'll-
tickets, go Pens.
Go Pens. Yeah, well, listen, look, he's probably going to get to see Flyers beat the piss out of the
No, Flyers ain't beating the Penguins there. I mean,
upset.
no.
Come on, Mike. I'm trying. Where are they? I got an orange and black monster, so I might as well throw the orange and black sunglasses.
I mean, listen, I think it's going to be a competitive game, but
no, I don't. I think Crosby's going to just kill
You
him.
think it's going to? Well, I mean,
Crosby and Shrek's
Malkin-
brother Malkin.
Malkin, yeah,
Where are they right now in the standings? 'Cause I know they've been struggling too.
yeah, they just
They
they're-
just lost to
They're a
Boston.
point. They're a point back of Florida. Florida just bumped them out of the
Yeah,
second.
so they're going to come out steaming tonight.
Yeah, and I
Steaming.
mean, and they get a perfect opponent too, because like the Flyers just played yesterday. They just played Buffalo and got smoked at home to Buffalo, and they played. Oh, yeah. Keep
Wow.
Hold-
There he is.
Sorry, Daddy.
He's got the sword and he's pointing.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So look,
it's not nice to need.
Yeah, especially like I said, Crosby's going to let out his frustrations on anybody. Look what comes walking in the door. You know what I'm saying? He's going, all right, I'll handle this. You guys sit back. 4 goals easily tonight for Crosby. If you're a betting man, I'm taking it.
Oh man, but
Now the Flyers will win 5-1.
My mind is on John. Leave now.
damn close.
I
But I don't.
Mushy Pat over here.
Yeah, I mean,
don't think it's
gonna
much
be
as my
I
underwear.
think it's going to be close. Wow. Oh, I feel sorry for Moody. I really do.
I
gotta deal with 4 kids.
I used to feel sorry, but she had to know what she was getting into.
Oh yeah, she. Hey, look.
I think
She's
she's
not
bizarre. She kind of likes it in a way.
Yeah. Hey, look. She's unique for Monique. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she's got to be unique for something to have to wake up next to that mug every morning. But anyway, no. I think it's going to be a closer game, dude, to be honest with you. I really do.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think so. Because you got to remember, dude, like they're both playing back to backs. It's not like Pittsburgh was sitting at home waiting. They had to play the Bruins yesterday, and they're coming off a loss. So I do think Pittsburgh's going to win the game, but I don't think the Flyers are going to be. The Flyers ain't really out of games, man. Like if you look at
No, it's like I said, they have 12 points on their belt in their last 7
yeah,
games.
they've been playing better hockey. Like yesterday, that game just got away from them. I think tonight when they go and play, I think it'll be a close game. I do think the Penguins will beat them. The Penguins are a better team, but Yeah, I don't see a blowout. Like, you're saying 5-1. No, I'm saying maybe like
I'm telling you,
I'm saying like 4-3 Pittsburgh, something like that.
I
Maybe
can.
5-3.
I would love to
empty
be
net.
I love to be a fly on the wall in that Pittsburgh Penguins locker room right now, or heading into that game because I can see Mike Sullivan just going off saying, "You guys want this or not?" And I'm going to need you guys to step up because, we lost yesterday. They just lost by a nose hair to Boston, so
They didn't lose by a nose hair, dude. Like
4-3, brother.
Yeah, that was the final, but if you kept track of that game, dude, Boston had that game
What do you think? Well in hand.
Well in hand, yeah.
Like I said, I feel like they're going to come steamrolling.
Is Boston just toying with people now? Is that what it is? Like,
I think so.
I feel like you have a chance.
I'll tell you, the only one that they really kind of struggle against, the only team that they really struggle against is Carolina.
Yeah, so
Howie Hater has entered through.
Steve taking shots at Matty B. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So listen, let's bounce things off. Like I said, Primetime, the crossover state rivalry. We all know it. You think it's going to be a close game? I think it's going to be a battle. But anyways, look, let's talk about Philly sports trips that's coming up, guys. If you guys want to go April 3rd, tomorrow, I don't know how much time it is to sign up, but listen, there is, because go on phillysportstrips.com and look up for your next big available trip. Obviously, if you guys want to go to the NFL draft, represent the Birds in KC, go do that. It's going to be a great night. I believe our man Gus 7 Arrows going down there to go check it out. So he's already on board. So guys, go hang out with Gus. Go check out Philly Sports Trips. And by the way, too, look, Phillies heading out to Colorado. Make it a weekend. Go check out Phillies and the Rockies, and with that too, go check out a Union game out there. So it's a nice weekend out there in Colorado. Go enjoy yourself. Phillies Union, you name it. Philly Sports Trips got you covered.
And if you decide that, if you need legal advice, because I know sometimes I do dealing with this guy next to me, make sure you hit up our guy, David Archeri, at 610-565-0300 for workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. Again, make sure you hit up our guy, David Archeri, at www.cherryinjurylaw.com.
Right. So, listen, Flyers played against the Sabres without their best player, Tag Thomas, and got waffled. But listen, we could sit there and complain about the Flyers, but however, we do have a team that solidified last week a playoff berth, and it's actually been playing really good basketball. How about your 10-9-8 76ers? And the 76ers look great. James Harden on Friday was really, really good against a Toronto Raptor team who's playing for their playoff lives. But however, a team that usually gives the 76ers their fits, James Harden, whether he was on the perimeter, whether he was in the paint, found just facilitating to whoever was open, and they were making their shots count. And I love James Harden. I mean, obviously Embiid is going to be your MVP of this team, but if anyone deserves a second look, it's definitely James Harden and the assists that he's been doing night in and night out for the 76ers team. I mean, just like I said, just awesome. The work he's been putting in for this team. Mike, what do you think with the 76ers team right now?
I like what the bench was doing. The bench guys were playing really good Friday night. DeAnthony Melton was draining threes. Daniel House was slicing and dicing all over the place. PJ Tucker was hitting 3-point shots on Friday night. So I liked what I saw. The only issue I had, Pat, honestly, was with the third quarter. They just were flat coming out.
Right.
For as much points, dude, they put up 77 points in the first half.
Right.
For them to only end up with 100 and 110 or 116, something like that, they ended up with on Friday. Like, they didn't score for like the first 5 minutes. They had like 6 points in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Right.
And it allowed Toronto to get back into that game. That's what you cannot do.
No, you're right. You can't take your foot off the gas pedal because that's what happened in the third quarter. They just wound up just easing up and like I said, they started to make a comeback. They actually made it. They were off by 5 points. But however, the 76ers cannot afford to do that. They cannot afford to take their foot off the gas pedal and think, we got this easy, because when you do that, you make ugly turnovers, a lot of turnovers in that third quarter. And listen, Toronto and guys like Nick Nurse, who's a great head coach, will take advantage of that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they were hitting threes like left and right. But I'll tell you what, the Sixers, I felt were very fortunate to get out with a win Friday night because Toronto was coming back and playing, and they have everything to play for. Because right now they're kind of on the outs. They're right there at that like 9th or 10th spot, but they had teams behind them. So
Yes.
every game for them is like a playoff game.
Right.
So
every game for them matters.
Right. So with that being said, I thought the Sixers did well. They had a team that kept charging. Now these next two coming up are going to be for me, and for me
a little bit of a gauntlet.
Well, it's a mini gauntlet. I mean, if you look
Yes.
at it, it's a mini gauntlet because you had Toronto because they're within that top 10. Okay, so you have them. You also have
You have Bucks tonight.
the Bucks tonight, and then the big one. I mean, to me, I don't think the Bucks is a big one because the Sixers have shown they can play with the Bucks,
Right.
and they're kind of even with the Bucks. For me, the big one is Tuesday night here
against the Celtics.
Against the Celtics, they have to beat the Celtics here. I was on Patterson Avenue Fanatics yesterday.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you, appreciate it. I was on there with the guys, and I'll tell you what, it was actually kind of cool because I've never been on a show with Dame. So to be on a show with Dame, I actually had a chance to let him know why I said what I said about Embiid.
Right.
And I think he understands me a little better now. But when we were talking about this game, I told him, I said, for the Sixers' psyche, they have to beat the Celtics. If the Celtics come in here and win, I mean, it don't matter who they play in the first round. If they get past them in the first round and Boston is waiting there for them, that psyche's going to set in. They can say all the things that they want to say. They can sit there and say, oh, well, this isn't the regular season. It's baloney. It's going to be in their head that, hey, no matter what we did, we didn't beat these guys.
Yeah, and look, and to me,
not to say that they can't beat them, but I'm just saying that's going to lead them into.
Yeah, right, and I'm with you. So one thing about the Sixers, and like I said, they just lost that last Celtics game by Maxey holding the ball a little too long. I mean, they really lost by.
No, that was Embiid holding it.
Embiid. Okay, yeah. So a little too long, but listen, they're going to have to, obviously. They get, like you said, Milwaukee tonight, Celtics on Tuesday, and then right after that on Thursday, you have the Heat. And James, Jimmy Buckets loves playing the Sixers, loves giving them fits, loves being a toothache for the 76ers. So he's going to come in there, balls of fire too. So, but like you said, though, talk about Friday night's game. Like you said, great win for the 76ers, beating up on the Toronto Raptors team. Like you said, every game for them matters because it's playoff worthy. And like I said, this team has been really, really lights out on fire. So, look at some of the numbers here. PJ Tucker, 3 for 6 from the perimeter. He was probably your best guy from the perimeter because he was, and James Harden, 3 for 6. So,
just going forward, Pat. I mean, what do you got him going?
Like I said, I gotta see tonight, and here we go. Before I want to answer this question, before I go to your question, a lot of people out there in the world are complaining about Monday's game, about Embiid getting rest against Jokic. Do you feel like that was an NBA problem or what?
No, and you know what? I have no problem.
And I'm with you.
I have no problem that Joel said after that game. What have we been complaining about with Joel over the last couple of years is that he can't stay healthy.
Going into the
playoffs. So the guy said, okay, I'm going to put the team first. And he didn't play. Like, stop. Like, these guys, like these national narratives, like, he's scared. Was he scared when he dropped 40 on them here a couple months back? Like, come off of that BS. Like, that's the stuff I don't like when they try to make it seem like it's a street thing. Like, oh, Joel, that dude is not scared. He's getting paid millions of dollars to go play basketball.
Or in a way, like people go, well, they're always doing the NBA fans dirty by not playing their superstars again. Listen,
you guys know that when you buy season tickets.
That and the NFL does it when the minute they find out they solidified a playoff spot and they know like they're not going to go any further up or any further down, when they pretty much got that spot locked.
Yeah,
they rest their players too for the playoffs.
Yes, dude. Even teams that ain't going anywhere in the season except for drafting within the top 10 start pulling players. It's been doing that way in the NFL forever. I remember when the Eagles did it, and Doug clearly was tanking the game. You could see he was tanking the game. Had a bunch of New York Giants fans who were livid. Oh, your team's just doing this so they can screw the Giants. No, they didn't care. He wanted to get his guys some tape because he knew he was going to be a free agent the next year.
Right.
So he threw him out there to let him get some tape. Like, coaches will do that. That's football.
And how smart was it? I mean, listen, that was James Harden's first night back. Okay, so they actually gave him, to me, okay, case if we don't have, just in case we don't have Embiid for the playoffs, how are you going to work out this scenario?
Right.
Here you go. Try it out. So against a caliber team like that.
Yeah, it's the best team in the West.
So
like, I'm not mad that Joel took it. And I felt like a lot of people came at him really unfairly for not. Oh well, you should have sucked it up and played. Okay, he sucks it up and plays, and then he tears his calf, and now he's out. Now he's out for the playoffs. Then we would have been killing him because he played in a meaningless game.
There goes our man, Double G, Gary Group.
So speaking because Double M. Looks like the weather fried my phone line, so I gotta have to physically fix it. So there'll be no calls today.
Sorry about that, people.
Sorry.
But yeah, we did get smacked around here yesterday with some rain and wind.
But yeah, like I
I
said,
have to buy a new computer now. Thanks, weather.
yeah. So to my man Nate Miller down in Texas and my man Muffler Mike up in Connecticut.
We will get you guys on in the future.
In the future time, because right here, like Mike and Al were saying, here in Philly, we did get hit with some ugly weather with a little
Thank
bit.
God the Phillies weren't home. Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh!
Like,
well, I know our boy Austin was down covering the Union game, and they were delayed.
Yeah,
at least a half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
correct?
Austin probably put.
I don't want to talk about Austin.
Austin probably put
I'm
on
mad
about,
with him.
He probably put on about 35 pounds too. Did you see that picture?
Oh yeah, I showed you his plate.
Al showed me this morning. Oh,
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that man. He didn't bring none home.
No doggy bag.
No doggy bag for Pat.
Yeah,
dude.
Pat's the kind of kid, like the guy, like I remember, like your kid, like you go out to dinner with your wife, and the kid go home, they have a little kid going, bring us anything.
Yes.
Like, that's Pat. Like,
where's my goodies?
If he heard you had food, he'd be like, he's very upset.
Dude, listen, all I'm going to say is this: press pass wise, EOP's going to get one hell of a bill with this dude covering a game. Like, it'll probably be cheaper to send like Matty B to a game than it would be Pat.
Probably cheaper to send everybody at the same time.
Yeah. Like, me, you, and Matty B can go cover a game, and it would be cheap. The food bill would be cheaper than if Pat went.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, listen.
Muffler Mike said technical difficulties. No worries.
No worries.
Make sure you check them guys out.
They'll be on tonight at 9.
At 9.
Oh, they're going to run at 9. Okay. So they're at a time. I didn't know because of the Sixers game.
Right, so now I'm going to have to try to.
They usually don't let that stop them.
So yeah, so let's see. So I'll have the 4 up on the TV, and I'll throw them boys up on the computer.
Oh yeah,
5 things going.
My head's gonna be spinning like an owl tonight.
When doesn't it spin like an owl?
Oh yeah, listen, when it's down and around, yeah, my head spins around like an owl.
Down and around. Cut that. Cut that alone. Cut that alone.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm looking, tonight. Speaking of the Wings, I'm going to be down there tonight covering the game. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. For anybody who's never
that game out again,
6:00.
That's a sixer. Okay.
That's another 6:00.
Yeah, 6:00. The basketball's at what?
8.
Phillies are at 7.
7.
You got Phillies. You got Flyers.
Flyers are
at
at
6.
Yeah.
Oh, Flyers are at 6.
Flyers are at
5,
6 as
6,
well.
7, 8. So I was going to say
And you
4
got
hours.
Mania.
And you got Mania going on about what? 6. 6 or 7, right?
6 or 7. They'll start part 2. They don't end until midnight. And yeah, man. But anyways, yeah. So I'll be down there covering the game. Joe Sullivan's coming down tonight. He's going to come down for fan appreciation night. He's going to bring down the little guy. So I'm going to look up the link up with Joe at some point and chill with him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a good time for anyone who doesn't, wants to go down to the Wings game. Go check them out tonight. Fan appreciation night. Like I said, they are one game out of a playoff spot. They have to come up big. I've spoken with the guys on all across all the time. Goaltending for the Wings has been an issue. They're starting goaltender now. They have to make some kind of adjustments. The defense has been as sloppy as the Flyers. They got to come up big. Mitch Jones has been their outlet of success. So look, but back to the Sixers to finish things up. Mike, how do you feel about tonight's game?
Like I said, I feel like they've matched up well all year long with the Bucks, and that's including with Giannis being in there. I think Sixers win tonight. I think
You
they
think
do.
six?
I
The
think they do.
Flyers are at 6. Sorry.
Yeah, Flyers 6, Wings 6.
So
Sixers
this is
8.
how I'm doing the 4 teams tonight. All right,
Go
4
ahead.
teams. We're going right in a row here.
Yes.
Flyers
Whip it out.
Flyers. No,
Oh.
you would like that. Flyers lose a close one in Pittsburgh. I think it's a close one. I'd say 4-3, 5-3, somewhere in there. Okay. Phillies. I think they win tonight. I think they get one out of Texas. Okay. 76ers win. I think they win a close one. I think under 10 points between them and the Bucks.
What's the spread on the game, you know?
I have no idea. I didn't even
Okay.
look it up, but I'm going to say under 10 points. I think these Sixers win. And just for S and giggles, the Wings get a win tonight. And
There you go.
WrestleMania has a great ending for a change.
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
actually calling a spoiler, too, for all you wrestleheads. Cody wins the belt. When Cody wins the belt, Goldust comes out and challenges him for it.
Now, are you referring to me as Goldust, or you're referring to someone else?
No.
Oh, the actual Goldust.
The actual Goldust.
Oh.
No, you're just dust. You're Pat Dust.
Oh, because that's my name down at the Blue Oyster.
I'm pretty sure it is.
So listen, Mike, what's this? Like I said, for us Philadelphians, yes, from 4:00 until about midnight, we're not doing jack but sitting in front of the TV. I mean, because you have the Phillies. Like I said, I'll be
on the fighting final tonight. So after that hopefully I'll have
I'll check in.
I'll hopefully have a victory for us to talk about. We'll see, but I will be on the fighting final tonight. So there is some more EOP coming tonight, including all across all the time at 9.
Yeah,
and I'll probably coming on not too far after that.
It's going to be a
I
big.
got an article I got to write too, or if not, the task.
I'm actually about 3 days, 4 days, whatever it is behind. So
I got
Daddy's taking me to the table right now.
Yeah, I know.
No, hey, listen, he spanked me the other day.
I'm actually about to. I got to check my laptop when I get in, make sure everything's working kosher, that I can get you guys the article.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So Al, before we wrap up the show, what's your takeaway for the Sixers and Bucks matchup tonight?
I kind of going to go along with what you guys said earlier, and it's as long as everybody stays healthy. It was nice to hear PJ Tucker at the end of the last game. So this is the best he's felt it all season long, or all whatever he said, something along those lines. It's best he's felt in a long time. So it's good to hear. Hopefully, Harden's ankle, Achilles, whatever it is closest to 100% as possible. At this point, let me just look at the standings real quick, because I don't think that is the Sixers are in the third spot, with the Cavs are 3.5 games behind them. So, as long as they stay there, I mean, the Bucks are 4 games ahead of them in first place, and the Celtics are 2.5 games ahead of them. At this point, I'm not saying conceding to third place, but
you're going to be there.
You're going to be there. I'm just more worried about health and these guys going in, and give a little round of applause. I'm on the tour. I don't know about you guys. I'm on the tour bus with Paul Reed.
Yeah, he's been playing well. I brought that up yesterday.
I used to say he tries to do his best Joel Embiid impression, but he's scoring buckets. He's playing fast and physical. He's not getting in as much foul trouble as he normally does, or as quickly, maybe I should say. So seeing guys like him, McDaniels playing, Melton, I was in love with the fact that they brought him in and they got him for that first round pick. I thought that was a great thing, and he continues to prove me right. And just health. And if they win the game, it's icing on the cake. And I hate to say it like that, but I also don't want to see anybody get hurt or something stupid happen. But Sixers definitely could win this game, because at the same time, they have enough space between us. A loss of a game wouldn't be the end of the world for them. But I think Milwaukee's going to play a little harder to keep that distance, keep that second place spot.
So this is going to be their third straight home game. They just lost to the Bucks on Thursday night in prime time. I mean, they just lost to the Celtics in prime time. Are you afraid they're going to come out swing? Or no, I'm sorry, they lost to Boston in Boston. Do you think they're going to come out swinging?
Who, Boston, or when they play Boston?
No, the Bucks. Do you think they're going to come out swinging tonight, bringing their A game, because they're going to be pissed off from a loss?
I think you're going to see a little bit more from them.
They got smoked.
Yeah,
by Boston. Boston.
Yeah.
I think the halftime score was like 70 to like. It was like 70. It was almost like the Sixers Raptors game. It was like 77 to 47.
The final score was 140 to 99.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
smoked them.
Yeah,
bad.
41-point differential. I didn't watch the game, so I couldn't really break
I
down to where it went all wrong.
Doing my show. I was doing my show and kind of got an update on it. I was like, good Lord.
I might go back and watch the 10-minute replay on that just to see what happened. That's what I love about the YouTube that has that you can get those 10-minute replays. But yeah, I mean, these guys must have been. I mean, the Sixers were shooting like 75% almost for the first half of the game against the Raptors, and that was like the best in like Sixers history or something, like a single half percentage shooting. So these guys must have said the Celtics won on the same day, but just destroying them. Did everybody play that game?
I have no idea.
I have to look into that.
I have no idea.
140 99.
But it was crazy though, because it was like that day. There was like a few games where a few teams had almost 150 points.
But I want to point something out. If you look back at the Bucks games, just a few of them, since Sunday night, the 19th of March, all their games they have scored at least 118 points. They scored 118 against the Raptors, 130 against the Spurs, 144 against the Jazz, 106. I'm sorry, they lost to the Nuggets 106. I didn't see that one. The Pistons 129. The Bucks Pacers game was 149 to 136. And they got stifled with 99
Well,
points.
here goes the one thing about tonight's game. You're not going to have the Greek Freak in the lineup.
Oh, no?
No, he got
officially out?
suspended. Yeah, he's out because of a one-game suspension of a flagrant 2 foul. He was on Thursday night.
So against the Celtics game?
Yes.
So he got flustered and got thrown out. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so he's going to have to serve a one-game suspension.
Well, then that's huge.
Okay, then
Yeah.
maybe I'll change my tune now.
Yeah,
That's huge. I thought he was playing.
that swings it to the right now.
Yeah.
So
Anybody else do you have any other injury reports for the game?
what's called
Middleton, he's still in.
Myers Leonard, he's going to be out against the Sixers tonight for a calf injury. So, and what's called Javon Carter is going to be questionable. So, Sixers actually look like they can
win this game.
They can win this game.
For me, I honestly is this.
You guys still deal with Brook Lopez and all that stuff, but yeah, I like the Sixers tonight.
Well, Carter's day to day. Myers is out.
Myers.
Leonard's out.
Leonard's out. You're right.
And then of course Giannis is out. Served the 1-game suspension. Flagrant 2 foul. Wow, that's crazy. That's not crazy. I don't know. After what we saw with the whole ladder situation last year in Philly, because he was getting pissed off because he wanted to, at the end of the game, after a long game, he wanted to take some foul shots. And the guy was trying to take the netting down, and he got pissed off and threw the ladder.
Right.
I guess I'm not surprised.
So listen, it's going to be an interesting night tonight. Like I said, I think. So do you guys think we go 4 for 4? 4 for 4. Do you think we go 4 for 4 night? Do you think the Phillies win, Wings win, Flyers win, Sixers win?
3. I say 3 out of 4.
Who the Wings playing again?
They're playing Rochester, who they beat last week, believe it or not, by nose hair.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a nice little.
That's a playoff thing too.
This is the playoffs from right now.
Yeah,
it's a playoff thing for them, and I'll tell you what, that's a rivalry too.
Yeah,
like Wings, Rochester's always been one. Buffalo, been So,
all right, Flyers will lose. The Flyers are going to lose.
Now watch, don't be the only team that wins.
In a meaningless game.
Well, Spencer's going to the game, so
yeah.
it might be good. Might be good karma there.
I'm going to say Phillies win, Sixers win. The other 2 lose, unfortunately. I think it's 2-2. I don't think you get 3 or 4. I think you get 2 and 2.
You're going to get 2 and 2. Mike, how about you?
I think the ones that are going to count the most are going to win in this case.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
Who do you have losing?
Flyers. I have the Flyers losing a close one though. I think it's going to be a close one. Might even go to overtime or a shootout. I really do. I think the Flyers are going to play them tough.
I think they'll play them tough, but I got a 2-2. I got the Sixers, and I got the Sixers and Wings winning. I have
the Phillies getting swept tonight.
Got the Phillies getting swept, and I think the Flyers are going to get.
It's not a reach, dude.
It's not a reach at all.
27 runs in 2 games.
Yeah.
But then again, all right, that's something has
Dude, the
to come.
Phillies can put up 20 tonight.
But then, like I said, look at Bailey Falter. He's the kind of guy who'll probably be better used to the pitch clock than
I don't see
the
it
other guy.
happening. I don't. Again,
Dude, listen, you slept on Bailey Fuller a lot last year, and I told you that kid's a stopper. You don't believe me, but he is a
no,
stopper.
I'm not worried about the pitching. I'm worried about the offense. I just don't.
Can't be worried about the
I
offense.
mean-
Dude, they're averaging 5 runs a game.
Yeah.
They're averaging 5 runs. If Bailey Falter can come in and do his job and be that stopper, 5 runs is going to win you a game, Pat. Like, I mean, I know that it's not 27, it's not sexy. They're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark, but who's to say tonight they don't?
I'm done. I'm done. Do you hear that? When you're talking like it's not sexy, it's like
We got to end this show like now because
Yes,
somebody's definitely frustrated.
Yes, in other places. But anyway, guys, like I said, if you're going to head out for a Wings game, you've never been there, tonight's the night. You go give them a try because they are in playoff mode now. And guys, let's go Flyers, let's go Wings, let's go Sixers, let's go Phillies. So